The US and China agree to slash tariffs for 90 days as trade talks continue. Meanwhile in Canada, thumbs up, elbows down. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Jonny Says So, episode 47. And how appropriate, because we are talking about the 47th President of the United States, Donald Trump, and China, officially squashing their beef for 90 days at least. That's right, guys. The President has come out and said that he has negotiated with China, and they're going to drastically reduce the tariffs that they're putting on each other's economies. Let's check it out.
In addition, yesterday we achieved a total reset with China after productive talks in Geneva. Both sides now agreed to reduce the tariffs imposed after April 2nd to 10% for 90 days as negotiators continue on the larger structural issues. And I want to tell you that a couple of things. First of all, that doesn't include the tariffs that are already on, that are our tariffs, and it doesn't include tariffs on cars, steel, aluminum, things such as that, or tariffs that may be imposed on pharmaceuticals, because we want to bring the pharmaceutical businesses back to the United States, and they're already starting to come back now based on tariffs.
So in my opinion, it seems to me that Xi Jinping was able to do something that Mark Carney simply couldn't do, and that was to project strength in the face of America and Donald Trump, because China is in a much better position to do so. They can win a trade war with the United States. Canada can't. But Mark Carney campaigned on this. He promised reciprocal tariffs, and the general public here in Canada went rah-rah elbows up. And China got a deal, and we didn't. I'd like to remind you of just how disastrous this was last week when Donald Trump met with Mark Carney. Look at this, guys.
Period of time.
I think. To clarify, Mr. President, is there anything the Prime Minister can say to you today to change your mind on tariff in Canada?
Now, it's a little quiet there, but she said, is there anything the Prime Minister can do to change your mind on tariffing Canada?
Tariffing cars?
Tariffing Canada. Is there anything he could say to you in the course of your meetings with him today that would get you to lift tariffs on Canada?
No.
Why not?
Just the way it is.
Just the way it is. Way to go, guys. Elbows up. This is the genius economist that certainly not me, but that a lot of people in this country voted for. Now, this is interesting. Table Salt put this out on Twitter. Breaking. Canada's trade minister admits there is no progress with tariff negotiations with the United States. Renegotiating SUSMA is not even being discussed. Best crisis negotiator on planet Earth. Yeah, right.
So again, we've asked ourselves those questions. I've talked to a number of my colleagues in Ottawa about that exact question. It's obvious that we're not going to wait till the obligatory review of the Canada-US-Mexico Free Trade Agreement in 2026 to make progress on the tariffs that have hit us for the last number of months. We have no reason to think, by the way, the Americans are interested in triggering an earlier review of the Free Trade Agreement. They haven't indicated that to us, but they are interested.
So what he just said there, he said Canada's not going to wait, but America has given no indication that they're going to come to the table any sooner than 2026. That's absolutely preposterous, guys. So that's a very long time for this thing to drag out.
Interested in discussing how Canada and the United States can work on economic and security issues together. And hopefully that partnership will lead to the removal of the tariffs. So the question is a good one. I'm not sure we have a clear answer yet.
But the president did seem he seemed to talk well about the agreement, which I think was kind of surprising or perhaps encouraging for Canadians. So does that mean that you would be open to an early review, that you feel that he wants to keep that agreement in place in some way?
Yeah, so I don't want to speak for the president. I did.
No,
have,
just what
have
your
the same,
perception of things.
Well, and I had the same impression that you did, Rosemary. He spoke favorably or more constructively about the agreement than perhaps in previous public comments. But the American government isn't respecting the agreement, certainly as we had understood it.
And there it is. Renegotiating SUSMA is not even being discussed. Way to go, guys. Elbows up. And I'd like to remind you guys that it's not just tariffs from the United States that are crippling industry in Canada. It is tariffs from China as well. So while these two countries are making peace with each other, Canada is still very much under the gun with both of them. This is an older article, but this is still ongoing, and this was not even an election issue. It barely came up. Canola farmers feel forgotten amid trade war, ongoing Chinese tariffs. China imposed 100% tariffs on Canadian canola oil and meal in March. And just like the tariffs from the United States, these Chinese tariffs are indeed reciprocal. They are a direct result of Canada putting duties on aluminum, steel, and electric vehicles coming in from China. And that's my show for today, guys. Now I'd like to turn it over to you guys in the comments now. Do you think that Canada is going to get a similar deal to China? Do you think we're going to see yet another pausing of the tariffs and the trade war? And as always, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.